What's up, Broncos Country? Have you guys noticed that something really strange is happening with our team? I'm talking about a situation that's leaving every Broncos fan completely confused. Remember when Sean Payton said he needed a wild card on offense? Remember when he mentioned Travis Kelce as an example? Well, Denver Broncos family, get ready, because what I'm about to tell you will make you understand why our offense is stuck. Evan Engram, the guy who cost $23 million for our franchise, has simply vanished off the map. And when I say vanished, it's because he's literally invisible on the field. In 2 weeks of the season, our star tight end was targeted on just 6 passes. 6! He caught only 4 of those passes for a measly 33 yards. To give you an idea of how absurd this is, Engram has never in his career played less than 67% of offensive snaps in a regular season. But with the Broncos, only 38% so far. Meanwhile, Adam Trotman, who's been here since last year, played 60% of snaps. Lucas Krull got 23%, and our $1 million investment? Less than 40%. Something is very wrong with this equation, and the problem might be bigger than we imagine. Let's understand what's really happening behind the scenes at Mile High Stadium. Sean Payton came to the Broncos promising an explosive offense. He knew he needed the right pieces in the right places, and the tight end has always been fundamental in his schemes. Remember Jimmy Graham destroying opposing defenses in New Orleans. Remember Jeremy Shockey opening up the middle of the field. Payton always knew how to use his tight ends as wild cards. When he got here and talked about needing a player who could stretch the defense through the middle of the field, we all got excited. Finally, we'd have a real tight end. No more those guys who only served a block. We wanted someone who could create mismatches, someone who could be a real threat in the passing game. And then came Evan Engram, a 31-year-old guy but with a respectable resume. He came from the Jacksonville Jaguars, where he was one of Trevor Lawrence's main options. He has speed, he has sure hands, he knows the game. At least that's what we all thought when he signed that 2-year contract. But since the first week, things haven't been working as they should. In the victory against the Tennessee Titans, Engram left the field with a calf injury. Nothing serious according to the doctors, but is this injury affecting more than it appears? Or is the problem something else? Let's analyze what happened in the painful loss to the Indianapolis Colts. You guys remember that game, right, family? Losing 29-28 was heartbreaking. But if we look at the numbers, it gets even more painful. While Tyler Warren, the Colts' rookie tight end, played 93% of offensive snaps and produced 79 yards, our Engram was on the field only 42% of the time and contributed practically nothing. And there's another thing that's bothering me deeply. Bo Nix, our young quarterback, seems like he's not even looking in Engram's direction. Of the 22 completed passes Bo made against the Colts, only 1 was beyond 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. 8 were at the line or behind it. This means our offense is completely predictable and conservative. You know, what's the worst of all? There's a dead zone on the field between the hash marks, about 14 to 15 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, where Bo simply isn't throwing the ball. And that's exactly where an elite tight end should be doing damage. That's where Travis Kelce dominates. That's where the great tight ends in the league make a difference. But our $23 million wild card is missing from that area. And when he shows up there, Bo isn't looking. It's a frustrating situation for any fan who understands the game. Broncos Country, do you realize how much this is hurting our offense? When you have a tight end who should be your 3rd or 4th option in the passing game, but he's being used less than the guys who were already here, something is definitely wrong. And look at this cruel irony of fate. In this year's draft, all the experts said the Broncos should take a tight end if they weren't going after a running back. Tyler Warren from Penn State and Colston Loveland from Michigan were the 2 most talked about names. But both went before our first-round pick. Warren went to the Colts with the 14th pick. Loveland went to the Bears with the 10th. And what did we do? We took Jody Barron, a defensive back from Texas. I'm not saying it was a bad choice, but imagine if we had one of these guys now. And to make the situation even more ironic, Warren, the rookie, is already producing more than our $1 million investment. In the game against the Colts offensive triangle, Jonathan Taylor in the backfield, Josh Downs in the slot, and Warren at tight end produced 345 yards. Our triangle with Dobbins, Trotman, and Krull, only 95 yards. An absurd difference. Now, tell me something, Denver Broncos family, what do you think is happening? Is Engram still feeling the calf injury? Has he not adapted to Sean Payton's system? Or is the problem the chemistry with Bo Nix? If you're real Broncos country, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our team analysis. Because this Engram situation is just the tip of the iceberg of problems our team is facing, I'll be straight with you. If Engram isn't 100% physically, he shouldn't be playing. It's better to let him recover completely and come back when he's ready to really contribute. There's no point having a player on the field just to take up space. But if he's physically fine and still not being used, then we have a much bigger problem. It means Sean Payton doesn't trust the guy he himself asked the franchise to sign. Or even worse, it means our offense is so limited that it can't even properly use the tools it has. And you know what's most concerning about all this? The Kansas City Chiefs have 2 losses to start the season. For the first time in 11 years, they started 0-2. The door to the top of the division is opening each week that passes. But if our offense continues stuck like this, we won't be able to take advantage of this opportunity. Think with me. Broncos Country. We have a solid defense. We have pieces on offense. We have an experienced coach. But we're wasting resources and can't establish a consistent offensive rhythm. And much of this has to do with not being able to use the middle of the field effectively. Remember what Sean Payton said right after the playoff elimination against the Buffalo Bills last year. He was very clear about the need to attack that internal triangle of the defense. He knew it was fundamental to have a player who could exploit the middle of the field, and it wasn't empty talk, family. In Payton's best teams in New Orleans, tight ends were always fundamental pieces. Jimmy Graham was a touchdown machine. Jeremy Shockey opened spaces for other players. It was a system that worked perfectly. Now, with Engram underutilized and our offense unable to exploit the middle of the field, we're seeing exactly the opposite of what Payton promised. And this is costing precious points. In the loss to the Colts, we wasted several opportunities to score. We lost by 1 point. 1 point? Imagine it gotten some extra yards with a tight end, making a difference in the middle of the field. Imagine if Bo had one more reliable option to throw the ball to. And there's another detail that really bothers me. Engram is running routes. He's positioning himself correctly, but he's simply not being targeted for passes. This could mean 2 things. Either he's not getting open as he should, or Bo Nix isn't trusting him as he should. If it's lack of chemistry, that's something that can be solved with practice and repetition. But if it's lack of quarterback confidence, then we have a more serious problem. A young quarterback like Bo needs all the weapons possible. He can't afford to ignore a receiver like Engram. Do you guys remember Devon Vale last year? That guy could show up free in the middle of the field on crucial 2nd and 3rd downs. It seemed like he always found holes in the opposing zone coverage. That's exactly what we expected from Engram. But so far, Denver Broncos family, we're not seeing that happen. And meanwhile, other teams are better utilizing their tight ends. The Colts themselves showed us how to do it with Tyler Warren, a rookie doing what our million-dollar veteran should be doing. Now answer me something. Do you think Sean Payton should give more opportunities to Engram? Or do you think he should focus on the guys he already knows, like Trotman and Krull? Because this is a crucial decision for the future of our season. If we keep wasting Engram's talent, we're basically throwing $23 million away. And in a league where every dollar counts, that's unacceptable. But if we give him more chances and it doesn't work, we could be losing important games while other players who could contribute sit on the bench. It's a delicate situation. Broncos Country and Sean Payton needs to make a decision quickly. Because every week that passes with our offense functioning below potential is one less week to fight for the playoffs. And let's be realistic. Our window is open now. We have a good defense. We have a young quarterback developing. We have an experienced coach. But we also have several veteran players who won't last forever. We need to take advantage of this opportunity. If Engram can't contribute because of the injury, then let's put him on injured reserve and let him recover properly. If he can contribute but isn't being used correctly, then we need to adjust the system to better utilize his abilities. What we can't do is keep wasting resources and opportunities. Every game is important in the NFL. Every possession can define a season. And we, as Broncos Country, deserve to see our team playing to its full potential. Do you agree with me that it's past time to resolve this situation? Leave in the comments what you would do if you were Sean Payton. Would you give more chances to Engram or focus on the players who were already here? And don't forget to check out the upcoming opponents. Every week will be crucial to determine if we're going to fight for the playoffs or if we're going to be watching from the sidelines once again. One thing is certain. Denver Broncos family, we can't waste any more opportunities. The AFC West is open, the Chiefs are vulnerable, and this could be the year we return to the playoffs. But for that to happen, we need to solve our offensive problems. And Evan Engram's case is just one of several adjustments we need to make. So, keep following our analyses, because we'll be here every week breaking down every play, every decision, every missed or seized opportunity. Because at the end of the day, we're a family. And family never gives up. Broncos Country, you know we'll always fight until the last second, until the last down, until the last snap. What do you think about this whole situation? Can Engram recover and become a fundamental piece? Or should Sean Payton move on to other options? Comment down below, like the video, share it with other Broncos fans. And until the next video, family. And remember, regardless of the problems, the mistakes, the frustrations, we are Broncos Country. We're a family that cheers together, suffers together, and celebrates together. And when you least expect it, our team will turn things around and show everyone why Denver is special in American football. Go Broncos!